Hey, what up, guys? Coming to you this morning, we're doing the what's next, and it's going to be on undefeated WBA super featherweight super champion Gervonta Davis. He fought in the main event of a Showtime card on Saturday, July 27th. He took on Ricardo Nunez, his mandatory #1 contender, but a widely unknown fighter, and no surprise, he dominated Nunez, stopping him in only 2 rounds. Impressive TKO win. So now the question is, what's next for Gervonta Davis? Well, obviously the biggest name out of his mouth right after the fight was Tevin Farmer, the IBF champion. They actually fought the same night. Both called each other out. Floyd Mayweather's talking about this is a pay-per-view type fight. I don't think so. Farmer's not a big name, and Davis, he's got a base and people that like him. He's a great fighter, but I don't think he's there yet to be in a main event pay-per-view yet. So I think that's bullshit. I think Mayweather's just talking out of his ass. It's not to say Davis can't be there at some point, but I just don't think he's there yet. I don't know if this fight can happen because Tevin Farmer's with Matchroom. They fight on DAZN. I think they'll offer Gervonta Davis a lot of money to come to DAZN, but I don't think Mayweather and them are going to come over to DAZN. I think they're going to want to have the fight on Showtime or Showtime pay-per-view, and I just don't see these two crossing the street for each other. I don't see that happening. So, that's that option. The rest of the top 10 real quick, and then a couple options. He's not going to fight number 10, Shavkat Rakhimov. It would be an easy fight to make, but that's just a high-risk, low-reward fight. He's an undefeated Russian fighter. He's dangerous. He's not going to take that fight. Jamal Herring fights for ESPN. He's a WBO champion. I'd love to see the fight. There'd be 2 skilled southpaws going at it, but I just don't see Top Rank and Mayweather Promotions getting together for that fight. I already said Tevin Farmer's a no. Francisco Vargas is ESPN guy. That wouldn't really do much for him to take on Vargas, and I don't think the fight would be made anyways. Scott Quigg is a DAZN fighter with Matchroom. I don't see him fighting Scott Quigg, because again, same reasons as I said with Tevin Farmer, just nobody's going to cross the street. Mickey Roman, if he's not tied to Top Rank, I think that would be an interesting fight. Roman got stopped last year against Miguel Berchelt for the WBC title. So I think it'd be interesting to see what Davis could do against Roman. But if he's tied to Top Rank and ESPN, not going to happen. Joseph Diaz, he's with Golden Boy. He fights on DAZN. I don't see it. Andrew Cancio, the WBA champion. I don't know if he's tied to Golden Boy and DAZN. I know his 2 fights with Alberto Machado were, but I don't know if he's signed with them. He might be a promotional free agent, but I don't think this fight happens next because Cancio has a mandatory due. And then Miguel Berchelt, Top Rank guy, not going to happen. I just don't see it. So really nobody in the top 10 at 130 I think are options. I think his most real options are all featherweights. Leo Santa Cruz, the #1 guy at 126, said he wants to fight Gervonta Davis. Does he still want to fight him? We're going to see, because Davis can pretty much fight whenever he wants now. He's had less than 3 rounds of work in this whole year, with the first round TKO of Hugo Ruiz back in January, and then the second round TKO of this Nunez guy. So I think Santa Cruz is probably the most live option right now, and I think that's something he should really consider and have Santa Cruz move up to fight him. Abner Mares, I think that's a fight. That was the fight that was supposed to happen actually in February. Mares had to pull out with a detached retina. He's been approved to start training again, so Mares still wants to fight him. So I think that's not a bad name to get on his resume. And then Gary Russell would be a challenge, but I think he would win that fight. So Russell's a good solid fighter, and he's struggling to get a big fight at 126. So why not move up to 130 if Davis is down? I don't know if Davis wants to go against Russell, but I really think Santa Cruz and Mares are his 2 best options because he doesn't have to make any mandatory defenses next. So, I like Davis. He's a very entertaining fighter, got a lot of power, got a lot of skill. I really think whatever's next for him should either be inviting somebody up from featherweight or moving up to 135 and starting his lightweight campaign going. But I really hope he comes back before the end of the year. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, Gervonta Davis, WBA super champion at 130, super featherweight. All right, True Boxing. Been hit with the truth.